Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all ate today? Good. I'm just not eating today and it's 4 o'clock in the evening. Anywho, is it afternoon or evening? I think it's afternoon. Anywho, welcome back to your favorite show, The Life of Lex. And of course, it's your girl, Big Legs. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? For real though? Like, don't lie to me, Greg. Y'all, I have been going through life repeating patterns that I picked up in my life. And, I gotta stop repeating those patterns. And one of those patterns is just knowing, like, if I know that I have nothing to do, like, I'm free for the rest of the day, that pattern is to just do nothing, right? Waste the day away. When I could actually just find things to do, to pass time by. And so that's why I decided to come talk to y'all, because this is something I enjoy doing. And there are more patterns in my life that I need to break, such as I don't know how to say it. Like, I have a poor mindset, and that came from like life experiences where there was no money. Like, we didn't know what to do, where life was going, nothing. And I always lived in this mindset afterwards of, let me save a little so that way I'm not struggling later, if that makes sense. So, like I've been telling y'all about just me saving a little bit of water or whatever, that came from in my childhood. Once we lived without water and electricity for a good 6 weeks, like a good month and a half. And we would have jugs of water. So, making sure that I had jugs of water, just in case. I'm a just in case person. Let me do this just in case. And sometimes it works out for me. Sometimes that just in case never happens. It's just something I did. But I functioned out of this just in case mindset. Like, let me get gas now just in case there's no gas to get tomorrow. Because I guess I've lived through that. Like, if you lived in Georgia, and I want to say 2021, Georgia, South Carolina, that was something weird, okay? Like, you go to the gas station and people are filling up just jugs and jugs of gas. And it's like, yeah, there's not going to be any gas if you're going to take it all. Don't do that. Just fill your car up, go about your business. For me, every time I drove in my car, let me get some gas. But, I'm trying to just free my mind of having to think so much. Like, don't think about it, just do it type thing. Because that's when the fun begins. Like, taking risks. I get why people get a thrill out of that, You don't know what's on the other side, but you could sit there and be dormant and not do anything. Or you could take a risk and it be everything you could have ever needed. And so it had me thinking, like, well, what if there were opportunities in my life where I just did not take that risk? And there were plenty. Like, when I wanted to run away to Puerto Rico, that would have been a risk. But now that I'm looking back, I probably would have still took it. Well, I would have took it. I didn't take it. I should have took it. But shoulda, coulda, woulda ain't gonna help us now. Is it? No. So, yeah, like going through old events of where there was a risk to be taken and I chose to just do nothing about it when I could have just effed around and found out, maybe, or saw that the grass was greener on the other side, maybe, but I didn't. I just sat dormant. And the only way to break that cycle in my life is to not think, because those times when I sat dormant, my problem was that I would overthink. I would think of every possibility that could happen. And the bad ones, they just kept getting worse and worse. It was like putting together a movie in my head. And I would just make it as bad as possible. Like, what if this happened and this and then this and this and this? That would be a very unfortunate circumstance. But life isn't full of unfortunate circumstances. I promise you that. Like, yeah, there may be a few, but that's not what it's about. It's about living, for one. And I can't live my life right if I'm not even willing to take risks and do the thing that I want to do, expected to do. Because people are going to expect you to do A, B, C, and D just because that's what they would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to think for myself, do what I would do. And me, I'm known to do the crazy thing. Like, one time a friend called me and was like, girl, I moved to another state. I pulled a you move, I pulled a Muriel move, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I used to do crazy things like that, and people are like, what are you doing? What's the plan behind this? And it's like, there's no plan, there's just life to be lived. Sorry. Like, when I moved to Augusta, I was getting phone calls and messages like, what are you doing in Augusta? I moved here, I signed a lease here. That's what I'm doing here. But yeah, like, I have to be confident in myself to make the tough decisions or make the risky decisions that will get me somewhere. Like, not just taking a risk just for the fun of it. Like, let me tell y'all about me. I pick and choose what I want to be risky on. And so around 2020, like right after I moved to Augusta, right? That was in 2020. I got into Bitcoin and all that. And when I was just playing a game, like a Bitcoin game, I was getting somewhere. When I actually put my money into it, I was losing every penny I put in there. And it's because I was trying to make a safe decision. Like, it looks like it's going to go up. Let me just let it go up a little bit more on my side. Instead of saying, well, if it's going up, it's going to go down soon. I bet. Right? You know, taking the risk, doing the opposite of what I was doing, basically. And so it followed me into other decisions. Like, you know what? Let me find a safe way. Like, I think it's going to keep going up. Let's join that train. But you can't join a train when it's, moving. You got to wait till it stops. At your stop, that you're at. Can't get on a train that's in New York and you're in New Jersey because you're in New Jersey and the train is still in New York. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find and make decisions based off of where I'm at right then, if that makes sense. Like, I have to make better choices, better decisions. And I want to say, so I deleted the coin flipping app, y'all. It's time for me to be a big girl and put on my big girl panties, my big girl thongs. I don't even wear thongs no more. Oh my goodness, that's high school days. Maybe college. College, it was commando. That might be TMI, but you're here anyways, hearing about my life. Like, what else would you expect? Anywho, yeah, I have to put on my big girl drawers and make big girl decisions and decisions that work for me and make sense to me. And when that time comes, I'll have, all of the hard moments, all of the tears, all of the pain, all of the times God had to pick me up off the floor and wipe my tears away and tell me it's going to be okay. All of those times will be, I will thank God for them because trouble don't last always. And I didn't really, when people would say that, it just would go in one ear and come out the other. It never processed in my mind, but living it, trouble doesn't last always. Like, you can let it last as long as you want it to last, but that's entirely up to you because you can still be heartbroken a whole year later and people are gonna be like, okay, right? Like, move on. But you make that choice to be heartbroken a year later. I was making that choice to be heartbroken a year later, so that's why I said that. But ain't no more broken-hearted girl, like I've said before, because there are millions of other people in this world for me to meet. Not date or anything, but at least meet. I want to meet as many people as possible, right? Like, life is going to keep going. People are going to fall in love. People are going to fall out of love. People are going to, do the things people do. Life doesn't stop. Excuse me. But yeah, life don't stop for nobody. One monkey don't stop no show. This train gon' keep on rolling. Sorry. But anywho, y'all, I hope I'm your big crazy sister or little crazy sister that doesn't know what to do with her life and it's just vibing it out, okay? Like, I hope that's what you love me for. Because I love y'all for letting me and, the fact that I love to talk be entertaining to you. Because I grew up with no one to talk to, like playing board games by myself. Sims was my favorite game because it didn't require anyone and I was controlling other people. So I controlled how much often they talked to other people, like what they did, it's a fun game, but it wasn't healthy for me to spend my days alone playing an alone game alone. Like, I needed friends sometimes, and when I got friends, I wasn't really playing Sims anymore. So I just have to find ways to express myself, and this is one of my ways that I like to express myself, because that's all we have at the end of the day. Like, who you portray yourself as and who you actually are on the inside, they both gotta go to sleep together at the end of the night. So why not just be you the whole time, and get your feelings out, so that way you're not an unhappy person in public and a happy person in private, or a happy person in public and an unhappy person in private. I want to be happy in public and in private, okay? Because if I'm unhappy in public, I'm definitely unhappy in private. And I don't want to be that anymore. I was that, and I don't want to be that anymore. I want to be happy all the time. So, yeah, this is one of the things that makes me happy. That's why I'm here. And I appreciate y'all for listening. I really do. Because I don't know. I just feel like it's my diary, and I've made it public. And who wants to listen, listens. And who doesn't, doesn't. And it's cool either way, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to keep on putting entries in my journal, in my diary. So, yeah. You ever had one of those days where you just wake up and immediately start journaling? I had one of those days today, and I'm just thankful for the hard times, because I know that the good times count so much more now than they would have. Because the things that I'm doing now, I probably wouldn't have done a year ago. I probably wouldn't have been as nice a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thank God for the growth, for the ups and the downs, the lefts and the rights, because it makes me who I am today. And tomorrow, I'm going to be even better, because I have more things to learn. And the more learning you do, the better you get. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out y'all's hair. Let y'all have a good day. It's thundering. And if y'all don't know this about me, I don't like thunder and lightning. Never did. But that's one of those things that ain't going to stop for me. I promise you it ain't. So I just have to learn how to stay calm in the storm. So that's what I'm going to do. Anywho, love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Please don't pour the chicken grease down the sink. It's not healthy. Like, your sewer system is not going to thank you later. And like I always tell y'all, please, por favor, te lo ruego, please don't be going out here fucking on nobody's day, because they might just fuck up yours. Okay? And that won't be too fun, will it? All right. Bye.